Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I've actually had this video idea on my list for a long time. And as I'm sure you're all aware, there's a trend going around like sharing what you looked like in pictures from 2016. So on one side of my face, I'm gonna do 2016 makeup. Then on the other side, I'm gonna make it a more natural look and kind of in line with my preferences today and how I do makeup on clients. So right off the bat for foundation, you can see that my skin is not as glowy as maybe it normally is when I start a video. I did my skincare early this morning, but now it's kind of, gone away. My skin is definitely dry. And if I were to do my makeup today, I would definitely hydrate and prep the skin before putting any type of foundation or coverage product on it. But just for the sake of 2016 makeup, I'm not going to do the skin prep on this side of my face, and I will do it on the other. And we're going to see how cakey the foundation looks on the side with no skin prep. I'm going to use my Jelly Pop Dew Primer and a moisturizer as my skin prep. On both sides of my face, I'm going to use the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. Very full coverage foundation. I used this in 2016. Not this bottle, but I've used this product for years. And I'm gonna just do both sides of my face with this product, but the difference is in the application. And that is true for almost everything I'm using here today. You control the amount of product you put on your skin, whether it be through a brush, a sponge. You control how much you put on your skin, and the amount that you put on really makes a difference in the product melting into your skin and becoming one with your skin and just sitting on top of it and looking cakey. For the 2016 side, I'm going to use a brush only. I pumped out this much foundation on my hand. I'm going to use all of that on my face. Again, this is a really full coverage foundation, so this is a lot of product. Going in with more of the foundation, I'm going to do a similar application method on the other side, but I'm using way less product, and I'm going to go over it with a sponge to help pick up extra product that's just sitting on the skin. So I used probably half of what I had used before, and I'm really targeting my trouble areas first, which for me are on the jawline. And then after those are covered, then I'm taking the sheer amount left on my brush and blending it into the center of my face where it can become more obvious that you're wearing a lot of product. Using a sponge to pick up extra product, specifically in the center of my face. All right, you can definitely see here, we've got a lot of cakiness on this side happening, especially on my forehead. My skin was not hydrated and dry when I first applied the product, and it's definitely translating now too. And then here is the side. The color even looks different too. It looks way darker on this side. I prepped my skin on this side. I used way less. I used a brush and a sponge, and I just kind of focused it on my trouble areas and blended it out from there. And I think you can really, really tell on the nose. Like in the pores here looks worse, and it looks way better on the other side. So, off to a great start. So I'm actually just gonna skip eyeshadow. I know that was a big part of 2016 makeup, but for me, it just never has really been the focus. And I think eyeshadow is an area where you can do more fun looks and be more dramatic if you want to, and just keep the skin still natural looking. So I'm just going to focus on complexion only. I think that's the area that can really make or break a look. And it's the area that you really need to lock down and get it right for yourself. But then you can explore in lips and eyes and stuff like that. So we're just going to move on to concealer next. I'm going to make sure I'm applying the product sheared out again, but I am going to choose a different color for my under eyes. And you're going to see what a big difference this makes. I have a whole video on correcting dark circles, but for the 2016 side, I'm going to use a shade that is too light for my under eyes. It feels criminal to do this and use a lot of product. This is definitely a highlighting shade for me, which is okay. On the face, I definitely need to correct my dark circles before highlighting them, so we're going to see how bad this looks. Again, we're just adding more product in those areas where product can tend to collect, and it's just becoming more cakey. On the other side, I'm gonna do some mixing just because I'm trying to use up these concealers, but this is gonna be a shade that is more suited for my dark circles. It's a bit darker and it has warmth to it, so it's gonna correct that blue purple under my eyes instead of highlight that area. Huge difference here. I use Skin Prep so you can see there's like moisture and light reflecting out from my under eye. This one looks way more sunken in and sallow, and you can still see the discoloration there because it wasn't corrected, it was just highlighted. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. And it looks way more dry and cakey on this side because I didn't need a Skin Prep. And now, if you can believe it, we're gonna go over this side with powder. And I don't want to, but I'm going to for the sake of the video. And I'm gonna use a lot of it. So just taking a sponge with a bunch of product, it's a dry sponge. I'm gonna further dry out my under eyes. And I'm actually just not gonna set the other under eye. That's what I normally do, and that works for me. So I didn't use eyeshadow very much in 2016. However, I did use a lot of eyeliner. So I'm gonna go in to my tight line and my waterline with just straight up black eyeliner. And I'm gonna make my hooded eyelids look even smaller. But I have pictures to prove it. I did this every day in middle school. I guess that was before 2016, but still. On the other side of my face, the more natural side, I'm gonna take a nude shade, and this is gonna make my eyes look bigger. Next, we're gonna do bronzer and contour. So I'm just gonna use this beautiful, like, hydrated formula from RMS for my bronzer on the natural side. And then for the other side, I'm just gonna use contour, which is just like an ashy tone that doesn't have any warmth to it. And I'm only gonna use this, and it's really gonna pull my face down, make me look older and more tired. And you're gonna see the difference for sure. And I'm gonna be heavier handed with it as well, just because that was the vibe then, you know? I even put some on my nose. So I used a smaller brush with more density to it on the contour side. And for the more natural side, I'm taking a fluffier brush. And I'm focusing on similar areas, but just in a more kind of airbrushed manner, kind of watercolor instead of like shellacking paint. And I'm putting some on my forehead to kind of bring that dimension back to my face, to make it look like my forehead is a bit shorter than it naturally is. I also put some on the jawline just to blend the colors. And then I swipe some on my nose in a very sloppy way, just to add that dimension back again. And the crease of my eye was looking too bright, so I kind of need to kick back the crease a little bit with bronzer. So I did do that off camera, but just to show you, it really makes a difference in defining the eye. And that's definitely something I would do on a more regular basis every day today than like a full-on eyeshadow look. That powder I put on this side really darkened the under eye, which I still don't think looks good, but that wasn't the vibe for 2016. It was way more highlighted there. So I'm actually going to take the highlighting side of that contour palette. I'm going to see if we can lighten that up a little. So in 2016, we were definitely using a very basic powder blush. If you were wearing blush at all, I know a lot of people weren't back then. I definitely was. It wasn't as much as I would wear today, that's for sure, but I was using a little, but I was focusing it in the back part of my face here. I'm going to use the same product, but for the other side, I'm going to put it right on the apples of my cheeks and do a sheer layer everywhere on my cheekbone, basically. And a little bit on my nose and forehead. Now for highlighter, I'm actually going to use the Becca Champagne Pop Highlighter. Again, the difference is just going to be in the way I apply them. So for the 2016 side, I'm going to use the same brush for both of them. I'm going to use a lot on this side and hardly blend it. So I'm just going to knock it right on that highest point and stop there. Make it very blinding. And do a lot on my nose. Now, same product, one little dab into the compact this time. And I'm focusing it on the same spot, but I'm working around the edges and blending the edges to get a more diffused look and kind of bringing it up to my brow bone and working in those pigments to make them more pearly and meshed into the skin instead of glittery. That is pretty cool to me. Can you see that difference? That one looks so natural and glowing from within. And then just even because of the skin prep on this side, this one is way more patchy, way more highlighter, like piercing highlighter look, and just not near as natural. Makeup is so fun. Now for lips, I'm gonna use a liquid lipstick, just like 2016. I'm just gonna apply it differently to either side of my face. Gonna do a more blotted appearance on the natural side and then like full opacity on this side. I think the only liquid lipstick I have right now is a red one. This is a nude one I got as a sample. It's from Kylie Cosmetics, which I think they don't make anymore. So I'm taking a lot of product and I'm gonna do full opacity here. Full pigment all the way across the lips. Now, my lips are horrendously dry because of Accutane, so I'm not intentionally trying to make this side look worse. It just is, to be frank. It just looks worse. But specifically on my lips, nothing that is matte right now is going to look good, so just bear in mind. But that's the full pigment side. On the other side, I'm just going to take my finger and blot it over, focusing more on the center of my lip, and then when I have less product on my finger, working to the edges. And then because that shade is a bit lighter, I am going to put a lip liner on. This is going to anchor the lips and give them more dimension and definition. All right, last but not least is eyebrows. You guys, I used to fill in my eyebrows almost black, and it was bad. I will do that for you today, but just know that it's going to pain me to do that. We're going to do that. And I'm going to use just a really deep eyeshadow color, like a dark brown eyeshadow, which is basically what I used back then. It's like taking everything in me to not blend it out more too and make it look more sheer and natural. They were pretty thick too, I remember. And they were just as dark on the inside as the outside. Yep. That was it. That was the look. Wow, that's crazy. We can still get a defined brow, but it can be a naturally defined brow. And for that, I always use a clear brow gel and then a brow pencil. My favorite is from NYX. This really defines the individual hairs instead of creating like a rectangle on your face with no dimension. So using the clear brow gel to kind of just glue the brows up and out, utilizing the hair that I do have on my brows to get the most natural look, and then filling in with makeup where there are some sparse areas. Okay, let's finish everything off with some mascara. I'm going to use brown mascara on the natural side and black mascara on the 2016 side. There is a major difference on either side. For me, the most shocking thing is how dark the foundation got when I put that much on. It's just way darker than my neck. but on this side, it really blends in. And I think a big part of that is I did no skin prep on this side, so the makeup had no chance really. And the under eyes, like I said, I used a lighter concealer on this side, but you can't really tell. And it's because the way I set this side with that darker powder. But you can tell how not well covered this side is, especially from like the profile. And I think the highlighter is probably one of my favorite things. I love that trick where you just keep buffing it in. And then the contour is very harsh, very cool toned, and really drags my face down. This one is warmer, gives me more life. And you can see I have the most of my scarring on this side, but it's well covered, but not in a cakey looking way at all. And then the brows, man. The brows, I really did my brows like that. And it's just not natural at all, but that's okay. We live and we learn. You can see how when I have some bronzer kicked into my crease right here, it really pushes it back and makes my hooded eyes not as drastic looking. Kind of conceals them a little, creates a shadow. And then the lips have way more definition on this side. This is like a really light shade that I would not put all the way around the corner of my lips anymore. And my eyes look way bigger with that nude eyeliner on the waterline instead of closing them off with the black liner. I don't necessarily think that black mascara is unnatural. Like I still wear black mascara a lot on a daily basis. But it's just finding the right tones that work for you. You know, this side is way cool toned. And I think I can pull off cool tones, but not in this way where it's like every single thing on my face is cool. That really makes me look tired, I think. So this one I just feel more awake, glowy, youthful because I put some blush on the apples of my cheeks. And yeah, just I feel like myself, obviously on the more natural side. So just the little things. It really is the little things. Those little touches that add up and make or break your look. So I really hope that you learned something today. I certainly had fun reminiscing. And I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of hard to apply makeup this way again. Like I'm definitely gonna go wash this off immediately because even the way the foundation feels without any moisturizer and primer is like, I can't handle it. That is the first thing I say to every makeup lesson client that I have is skin prep, skin prep, skin prep. Because if your skin is dry and bad underneath the makeup, no matter how good and well performing the makeup is, it's gonna look bad because you're putting it on top of an unprepped canvas. It's not primed, it's not moisturized, and it's just gonna look cakey. Now, granted, I used a really matte foundation, so it really emphasized the point I'm trying to give, you know, intentionally. But if you were to pick a foundation that maybe has some like skincare claims within it, then it would look better than this for sure if you didn't prep your skin. But imagine how much better it can look if you prep your skin and then you use a product that also has skin caring ingredients in it. Another big thing I try and hone in on for my makeup lesson clients is just apply like tiny thin layers, and then you can always add on to that. If you don't feel like it's enough, add on to it. But the more dramatic and opaque you go from the beginning, it's way harder to pick that up, to buff it out, and to make it look more natural. Thank you so much for joining me for this really fun video. Let me know which side you liked best. If you're watching my channel, you know I'm all about natural makeup, so I could guess which side you prefer. But yeah, let me know what you thought in the comments down below. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see more from me, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. That really helps out my channel. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!